Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Lee. Today, I want to explore the idea of why is it good for us to let go? What is all this talk about letting go, and why is it so good for us when we do that? Well, here's what I've come to understand. When we release something or someone, there's no longer any entanglement with them or the event. And when there's no longer any entanglement, it means we're no longer evolved in that story. We're no longer evolved in that situation. And so if we're no longer involved with that person, that situation, then that energy is not going to affect us. But as long as we don't let go, guess what happens? We're entangled. Our lives are entangled. So who in your life right now are you entangled with and it's not serving you? That's a great thing to understand, isn't it? If you can understand who in your life are you entangled with and it's not serving you, then you either have to let them go or you've got to change the representation you have in your mind of them. And that's probably the latter is the most powerful. If you can change how they are represented in your mind, what it means to you, you've untangled. You're no longer going to be in that state where they own you. You've let go. That's the same thing. This idea of letting go is the same thing as forgiveness. Do you get that? Forgiveness is just holding on to something that's not serving you. Unforgiveness is holding on to something that doesn't serve you. Someone does something and it bothers the heck out of you and you don't let it go, it's gonna own you. Not only is it going to own you, but anytime that person who you believe hurt you and you haven't forgiven, anytime their name, their image, a mention of them enters into your mind, guess what? Oops. It's going to happen. They are going to own you. Do you get that? Therefore, you've got to let it go. You've just got to let it go. Here's the things you want to hold on to. Entanglement with meditation. Entanglement with the infinite. Now, I'm entangled with my wife. There's no question about that. We've been together 50 years, and so there's an impact that Gina is having on me. And but it's one I'm choosing. It's one that's serving me. So not all entanglement is bad, but ultimately the idea is, can you be self-sufficient? Can you be okay with just being you, being with you, wherever you are? Because in reality, in your life, you are a point in consciousness, and your point in consciousness is your center. And from this center point in consciousness, in all directions infinitely, is the possibilities that exist for you. And this is true for everyone. Everyone has a center, a point of consciousness, and then there's a circle around them that's infinite. And all possibilities exist for them as well. And so, does that stop us because everyone has infinite possibilities? Only if we become entangled with people who are not moving in the direction that we're moving. So there's some people, let's say it's at the gym, and they've got the same goals, and so you hang with them a little bit while you're at the gym. But let's say their relationship goals aren't the same. They may be single and wanting to date. You may be in a relationship not wanting to date. Well, then you don't hang with them from the relationship standpoint. You become not tangled on that or spiritually. Spiritually, I don't know that you want to be dependent on anyone, because I think spiritual awareness is an individual thing. Although, although, man, when you're with like-minded people and you're meditating together, that's an entanglement. That's a coherent heart and mind entanglement that is just so powerful. October was an incredible month for me to experience that, because I did 6 different coherent healing sessions, 3 with a group of 1,800 people and 3 with a group of 1,500 people. That's where we brought our energies to a state of love together. And then we released that energy toward individuals who were struggling with some health issues, knowing that in that connection of that love energy, healing can happen. I don't think I've ever felt energy of that nature in my entire life. There's power in numbers, folks. Huge power in numbers. That's an entanglement of love. Oh my God, is there anything better than that? That's why if you haven't joined us, join us for our morning meditations, 7 a.m. every day on Zoom. And what we do is we come together to form a oneness, to form a consciousness so that we can strengthen ourselves and collectively support each other just by energetically being together. It's a powerful, powerful thing. One of the things that people say, well, this journey of spirituality is a journey you do on your own. Yes, it is, but it's also nice to do with the company of like-minded people. It's a lot easier and it's a lot more powerful. I believe we were brought into this planet to be social individuals as well as independent individuals. And I think it's up to us to find the balance. So we've got to let go of being isolated. And then we've got to let go of the idea that we're constantly bombarded with people, that we're overcrowded. We've got to let go that it has to be yin or yang and embrace the idea it can be in the middle, or in any infinite number of possibilities that do exist. I don't know what's going on with you today, but here's what I do know. Whatever it is, if you can get into a deep state of meditation, a state of awareness, whatever's bothering you will disappear. Because when you get into a deep state of awareness, you get into a state of oneness, a state of wholeness. That's what heals. That's what creates. It's not the human that creates and heals. It's the divine within you when you open to it that does it automatically. So what are you going to let go of today? What are you going to become unentangled with that is no longer serving you? Only you can decide, and only you can let go. So I invite you to make this the beginning of the new you, the new day, the new life experience, and know that we're here to support you, no matter where you are, who you are, and where you want to go. With that, much love. Until tomorrow, aloha.